What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the 182 News Podcast. This is your host, poppincurbs, and today we are joined by the fret wizard himself, Matt West of Neck Deep. Matt, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? What a great intro.
Doing good, man. Stoked to chat. We're
Mm,
going to hit on some
Yeah,
Neck Deep history. We're going to hit
yeah,
on some guitar stuff. I had Seb on the podcast last
yeah.
season, so this is like a
hmm
continuation of Neck Deep
Yeah.
News special edition pods.
How cool. That's like one of my favorite Instagram pages is Neck Deep News. I feel that you're more on the pulse than we are most of the time when things come out.
I try my best, man. I like the
Mhm.
history of the band and I like
Yeah,
documenting that stuff, so
yeah,
it's
it's
fun.
cool.
Appreciate
We
it.
love it.
All the band follows it, so I figured that's a good sign. I think you guys know
Yeah,
I don't do
for sure.
clickbaity stuff, like I do cool guitar stuff,
Well,
cool history, like I try to
yeah,
keep that in mind.
actually informed stuff, isn't it?
Yes, yes, for sure. Let's
Mhm.
start here. We're going to start early. When did you get your first guitar and why?
Oh wow. I got my first guitar when I was, I think, 13. Um, and it was a Behringer Strat copy that came with an amp. And it was, I think, £70 for the amp and the guitar. So that kind of teaches you how good the guitar was there. And I got it because originally I wanted to play drums, and there was limited space for drum lessons in school. The school that I went to, there wasn't like enough tuition time basically for the amount of people that wanted to play. So you had to audition to take lessons, which I always thought was so stupid. It's just like I thought the whole point of me doing this was so I could learn how to play, but apparently not. So yeah, I didn't get into the into the drum lessons because apparently I didn't show enough promise. So I decided to pick up guitar after that, and then ever since then it's just been a part of my life since I was about 13. I'm 34 now, so I've been playing for a minute.
Yeah, that's terrible at age 13. A teacher's like, "You are not good enough to play drums yet."
I was like, well, isn't this the point of me coming and getting them? Surely I need them more than the people that are getting them
Yeah,
then.
that's so
Yeah.
shitty for sure.
Yeah,
But hey,
so dumb.
I think it worked out. How long did you
hmm
keep that particular guitar? A couple years?
Oh well, I had it for I wish I still had it, but I think my dad threw it out because
Hmm.
it was I was obsessed with Blink and also obsessed with Green Day when I was younger, and I wanted my Strat to look like Billy Joe's like blue. And I just absolutely thrashed it, stuck loads of stickers on it. It was terrible. I think I must have had it till I was about 16, 17, so not really that long. And then I think one day my dad was like, "What do you want doing with this?" And I was like, "We can just get rid of it if you want. I don't play it anymore." And I really wish I hadn't done that. I wish I kept it. I
Yeah.
remember specifically the one reason I wanted to keep it, it was uh when Green Day were doing the American Idiot tour, they did those Milton Keynes shows where they filmed Bullet in a Bible. And I didn't get to go to that show, unfortunately, but the kid across the street did, and he brought back some of the confetti for me, and it had like Green Day print on it, and I stuck that on the guitar. That would be the only reason that I'd want to keep it now. So it's
Ah,
just long gone.
damn.
It's in a landfill somewhere. It's probably where it deserves to be honest, because it was not the best guitar ever, but never mind.
That was the start for you, though. I know I wish you
That
had
was
it.
it.
That bums
Yeah,
me
me
out.
too. Me too.
The training aspect on a guitar, I mean, did you have any formal training? Did you just start looking up tabs? How'd you learn?
We had these again, goes back to lessons at school. We had this like creative arts program that they'd have every Thursday night after school hours where you would go in, and it was more of like informal lessons. It wasn't so much like the theory side of things. You would, because this is going to sound insane and it makes me sound like I'm 52 or older. But when I was learning, YouTube wasn't a thing, obviously, and Ultimate Guitar was just starting. So you had to have Guitar Pro or Tux Guitar on your laptop, which was just inaudible. And I always really struggled with like reading notation, even tab. I always found it much easier for someone to sit in front of me and play it, and I'll go, "Oh, there we go. That makes more sense." So we had this like guitar program on a Thursday night where this teacher would come in, you'd give him a song that you would want to learn, he'd go home and learn it, and then he'd come back the next week and teach it you, essentially. And then you would also learn the songs that everybody else wanted to learn too. So you'd all collectively, like each individually, like learn a song from a different style, which in retrospect is actually kind of cool. And each person in the room, like, because it was group lessons, so someone would play lead, someone would play rhythm, and yeah, a bit of a unorthodox approach to it. But yeah, I ended up playing rhythm a lot, clearly.
Do you remember the first song you learned like in full?
In full ever was Nice Guys Finish Last by Green Day off Nimrod. Yeah, it was the very,
Man,
very, very, very first song I ever learned on guitar, like properly at least anyway. Like actually sat down and was like, I'm gonna learn how to play this. It took forever and it was like three chords. So
that's rad.
yeah, yeah.
When did you first join a band? Because the Neck Deep story starts, it's really the combination of like Spires and Climates, which we'll get to, but I
Correct,
didn't
yeah.
know, were you in any bands prior to Spires?
Yes, I played in bands since I was about 14, so a
Wow.
long time. Just some like local ones, just me and some friends in school would like do some battle of the band stuff, nothing serious. And then it wasn't until really till we hit till I hit college. So college is different in the UK as it is to America. You finish high school at 16, go to college age 17 and 18, and then after that you go to university. So 19 onwards, yeah.
Did not know that.
So yeah, so college for us is like age 16, 17, essentially. Or those are the birthdays that you'd hit in those in that school anyway. So I was, or is it 17, 18? I don't know. I'm old. So it's there's 2 years basically before you go to university, and that's college for us. So we yeah, it wasn't really until I got there and I met people from like the wider area that we started like playing in bands. I would say like not seriously, but like we would travel for shows. We wouldn't just like play like a battle of the bands like once every 3 months or anything like that. It's like something that would be like a weekend hobby or like a weeknight hobby. Like we travel like 40 minutes down the road to play in like Crewe or Stoke. And I played in a couple of bands, like nothing really like worth mentioning too much. I played in uh like an emo band for a bit, and then I played in a hilariously played in a tech metal band for a bit, which is an absolute joke because I cannot play any tech metal stuff to save my life. Like it was our friend who was in the band, he left, and they were like, "Oh, we need another guitar player," and it was all my best mates were in this band, and they are such superior musicians to me, and I was like, "Sure, I'll try it." And oh, I would hate to hear live videos of it. We were trying to be like architects with like 1/10 of the ability, so. And then after that, yeah, after that was when I joined Spires, really, when I was, how old would I have been? 17, 18, maybe? Maybe 18, 19, yeah, I think. Yeah.
When did Spires form? Because I know like they crossed paths with Seb around 2011. You guys did
Hmm.
release, I think, an EP that year, but when did Spires
Yeah.
form?
Oh, it was kind of like the culmination of every local band and every local band that kind of just went, ah, I can't really be bothered anymore. And everyone that wanted to stick with it kind of just started like just we all just stuck around and we were like, right, well, it was a band called Myth of Atlantis before, which was just whatever, just
What a
typical
name.
metalcore name.
That's a
And
good
hey,
name.
honestly, and honestly, and then we were like, we probably need to change the name because we they wrote some other stuff and they didn't have a bass player because the bassist ended up singing for them. And I was like, right, well, I'll play bass. Like, that's simple enough. Like, at the time, it was like, bass is just your mate that just jumps around. Like, it doesn't matter what they're playing.
Yeah, couple root notes and you got it.
Uh, yeah, you're fine. So I joined on bass. We changed the name to Spires, and then we just knew Seb. I met Seb in college, and I'd known him prior to that as well from just like hanging around in local circles. Like I'm from down the road in North Wales from Seb. So I ended up like hanging around in Chester quite a lot when I was younger because it was the nearest city to me on the weekend. And Seb would be there some weekends and we'd just cross paths, say hello and exchange pleasantries. But we didn't really become like really good friends till I went to college. And Seb was just the guy that just wanted to record bands at the time. And then we ended up just through mutual interests and recording basically every band locally, like just ended up becoming like best mates at one point. And yeah, so we just decided to go to Seb. They recorded an EP. Spires had already recorded it. I heard it and was like, whoa, this is actually really good. So we just decided that yeah, we'd try and have a crack at it and just do some like light touring almost. We put the EP online, got approached by management, which was
A friend,
uh
like
it,
just random people.
well, no. It was we were young and very impressionable, and it was like, oh yeah, if you send me some money once a month, I'll manage your band and get you gigs. And we were like, that sounds good. And it's like, you get to the end of the month, and you're like, where's my paycheck gone? This kind of sucks, and we're not doing anything. So,
It's funny.
but yeah, we toured a little bit. We did some stuff in Spires. We did a few UK tours, nothing crazy. Supported, and then after a while, we kind of like shifted our sound because we all just started like listening to because we started off like quite like a melodic hardcore band, I would say, and then after a while, our like just interests musically just changed, and we just ended up just trying to, I don't know. By the end, we were kind of almost like a crossover-y, like thrashy band, which was fine by me. I think we like, heard like the Power Trip demo in like 2010 or whenever it came out. And we're like, right, well, that's what we're doing now. Or we're going to try to, but very, very badly. Um, so yeah, so we did that, and then we ended up doing we did one tour of Europe, which we like booked ourselves, where we just played in like random places, did it in a van. It was interesting. It was fun. It was like real touring, like driving from uh, Wrexham to Germany to not get paid was a humbling experience as a 19-year-old. Like we were stood there at the end of the show and we were like, there were quite a few people here, like maybe like 15, which for us in Germany at the time was like, that's kind of cool. And then we just stood there and we looked at the promoter and he was stood at the door with his hat in his hand. And we were like, what the fuck's he doing over there? And he had no money to pay us. He was just collecting donations on the door. And it
Oh
was
my
like, well, if you thought
gosh.
they were good, maybe throw like €1 in. And we were like, how much did we make? And he was like, 12 euros. And we were like, we drove all the way from Wrexham. We can't even afford fuel. This is crazy. So, but it was fun. So we did that, and then we came back from that tour. And then we got another tour. We toured the UK with a band called Agitator, which now members of that band play in Gridiron, Scarab. What other bands are they playing at the moment? I can't really remember off the top of my head right now. I should know this. But yeah, and we just ended up getting friendly with them, did a UK tour with them, came back and we were like, oh, Seb, we want to record a new EP. Sat down to do it, and then Ben walks in and goes, should we record a pop punk song? And then that's it, rest is history.
Oh my gosh. Was that
Yeah,
the first time
literally.
you had met Ben? Because the legend has it,
Oh,
Spires is there recording with Seb, and
yeah.
Ben was always like coming up, hanging out with his older
Mm,
brother, trying to smoke
yeah,
cigarettes, like chilling.
yeah.
What was your first impression, I guess, of Ben when you met him?
I love him. He's great. He's always has been. It's just like, Ben, do this. No, Ben, do this. All right, yeah, go on then. So that would be it to start with. He'd just do anything to just get a cigarette to start, and then yeah, I don't know. It's just like he was just always there because we were literally just recording Seb's studio at the time. I say that it was a studio, but it was just in the his bedroom at his mum and dad's house, just upstairs. So yeah, just can't thank them enough for being okay with just a load of stinking teenagers just traipsing through the house multiple
Yeah.
times a week to just sit upstairs and just record songs. It was, yeah,
For
amazing.
sure, for sure.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
Spires recording is happening. Ben
Hmm.
is up and down, and Seb had said that Ben had recorded like some stuff on his own, maybe some acoustic
Yeah.
stuff, or
Hmm.
showed a little bit
Yeah.
of interest in, I guess,
Hmm.
singing or performing or whatever. But ultimately, 2012, there's
Yeah.
Neck Deep songs that start coming
Yep.
together. I
Hmm.
guess at that point in time, I mean, was it just a fun side thing you're doing with Seb's little brother, or like, what's your earliest memories of like this Neck Deep thing?
So I remember hearing the song. I lived in Manchester at the time, so I was back and forth. So I'm just under the impression at some point that we're gonna go and record more Spires stuff. And then I just remember them sending me the demo for What Did You Expect one day, and I was like, what the? This is insane. Like I was just instantly like, I know this is a new band and everything, but I I have to be a part of this. Like I have to I want to be in. Like please. Like this is so good. I'll play guitar, please. And they were like, well, of course, yeah. So Yeah, so that was it. I just remember hearing it, and I don't know whether everyone else got it the first time they'd heard that song, but it was just like there is something here. Like this is like because we toured, we'd written music, we'd played in bands, but like hearing that for the first time, I was like, whoa, this is like next level. Like this is
And this
like
is
a
what did
step
you
up.
expect, right? This is what,
Yeah, yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because it was that, and then I believe it was Over and Over as well with the first two songs that we put out. But yeah, heard What Did You Expect? And was like, well, I'm in, please.
Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
so at that point, did you have to make, because you guys put those online and it's really
Yeah.
fascinating just how quickly it started being played and people were listening to
hmm
it, picking up on it. Did you have to make, I guess, a quick decision on Spires versus Neck Deep? Like, I don't know technically when Spires fizzled out or ended.
It was kind of one of those things where I think everybody, like a few members, just wanted to move on and do other things, and it wasn't like it was always one of those where it was like we were just doing it for fun. We like never, we just wanted to tour. It was never like a goal with Spires to be like, we're going to be a big touring band. It's like, we all have lives at home. We understand, like, if we get to go out like once, twice a year and this is our holiday, basically, then cool. That's kind of what we were treating it like. It wasn't like a serious, serious thing. It was just something we were doing for fun. And if anything ever came of it, cool. And then, yeah, so it was just one of those where it was just like, it never really got discussed. Like we're not a band anymore. It just kind of just like you say, the good phrase you used there was fizzled out. It just yeah, just took a back seat, and then Neck Deep happened. And I think everyone involved and around Neck Deep when it started kicking off was like, right, well, we're never recording that EP then, are we? Yeah,
That's
that's not
funny.
happening. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hilarious. Yeah. So 2012, Neck Deep officially forms.
hmm
So you recruit Phil from Climates, Danny
hmm
on
hmm
drums. You
hmm
guys start playing your first shows in December of 2012. Rain in July is out. You're starting to gain some
Yep.
traction. I mean, at
hmm
that point in time, did you think this could be a pretty serious thing for me? Did you have ambitions of just like being a musician your whole life, or did you have a backup plan from college, or what?
I always wanted to play music and like I always wanted to like perform in some aspect. Like that's just always been something that like I can't it's been that long now that I can't imagine my life without it. And it's always just been this instinct. Like I've always wanted to be in a band and I would always try and contribute in any way that I can to like make that happen. So it was just yeah, I don't know. I think it was just one seeing the reaction of it online, how much people wanted to hear it in a live environment. I'd never been in a band where that had been the case before. So we had done plenty of touring and plenty of gigging in bands years and years and years beforehand, but it had never been where it's like you have to come here. I must come see you play. It was always like, yeah, cool, they're playing, whatever. Like maybe I'll move around a bit, maybe that's it. But like to have the demand. And then I just remember playing that first show and there being like 10 people singing all the words. I was like, what the fuck is happening here? This is crazy. This is
Mm.
insane. So I remember it was just coming off, just being like, this is wild. Like we had a line at merch before we even started playing. It's like, we don't have to beg people to buy t-shirts. It's crazy. So it was just, we were just so like we just felt so lucky to be able to do it that we were just like we have to just give this everything because this is the first time that it's ever felt like this. So we just that's what we've said from the get-go is always like we'll just keep going and going and make it as big as we possibly can because it'd be a shame not to. And it's just grown into something that means so much to so many people at this point that it would be a disservice to them to not try and like just our hardest 24/7 to just keep it going and growing.
Mm. Two things. I'm so
hmm
stoked that there's footage that exists of that first show, which is crazy. Like even the merch booth, I have pictures of
Yeah,
that, like the
yeah,
original
yeah,
cassettes there, Rain in
yeah.
July poster.
Do you have the
Uh,
cassettes?
oh yeah, yeah.
Good.
I think there's four different versions. Yeah, there's the
There
original
is.
orange. There's a misprint, orange with
There's
white
a weird
text.
one. Yeah, there's a weird one.
There's
But
only
yeah, I
five
don't
of
even have
those.
that. Yeah, I don't have it. I
And
don't have
then
it anymore.
due to popular demand, there was a blue one, and then the tour dog, which is actually really hard to
Yeah,
find.
yeah. Well,
Um,
the Tour Dog one is currently getting sun damaged in my mum's conservatory window, which is insane. I went around the other week, it's like, you have to take that out of there.
Yeah, people don't realize that. That's why I've got this thing over
No,
my window right here. It will just
yeah,
burn the hell off your posters and autographs and rad shit.
everything,
It
everything.
sucks.
Yeah.
I'm
hmm
wondering though, early on, did you have, and maybe it was Seb, I don't know, but did you have anyone? I guess, guiding you guys on like, look, you got something special here, strike while the iron's hot, or did you guys just believe in yourselves and went for it?
We had a few people. We had our friend, well, our friend Jordan helped out for a little while. Jordan Coupland, who is the guy who started Outbreak Fest,
Oh
which
wow.
is hilarious. He looked after us for a little while. He got us our like first like piece of press, which was kind of cool. And then our friend Jay Huntley, who used to run Fist in the Air Records down in Margate. He was helping us for a while, but I mean, the guide in hand consistently from the beginning was the secret sixth member, which is now not a secret anymore because he's an actual member, is Seb. Like Seb has been in neck deep since the get-go. He's just never been on stage until past 2020. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
but he's always been consistently a part of the band. So yeah, so Seb's helped infinitely since the very, very beginning. He's worn many hats for this band. So yeah, it wouldn't exist without him here right now. And then eventually we just got approached by some like genuinely like real management, but we were just from lessons that we'd learned in previous bands, we kind of like knew what to look out for and what not to. And then we met with our first manager and we were just like, this feels good. This feels pretty cool. And it's like this feels legit. It doesn't feel like we're you know, getting hoodwinked or anything. It feels like we're actually like we're being sold something that they're passionate about too. So yeah, we it's one of those. I feel that like it just happens naturally. Like if you put good music out and you work hard, like people just approach you, and from there you can kind of grow your team, as they say.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
hit the ground running and my gosh, really
Mm.
didn't stop until COVID, but you've
Yeah.
released a couple EPs and then it's
Hmm.
time for the debut album, Wishful
Yeah.
Thinking. And it's around
Hmm.
this time that my understanding is Ben drops out of uni officially. You had a real
Hmm.
job at that time. What were you doing at that time?
I was about to turn into senior sales at Game, which is essentially GameStop. So I
Gotcha.
worked there. That was well, I had two jobs before Neck Deep. I washed dishes in a kitchen.
I've done
Uh,
that. It
yeah,
happens.
an old Italian restaurant that used to be down the street from here. And then after that, I went to start working in Game, which is a video game retailer. And then I held that job up until beginning of 2014. So I did that from 18 to then. So I did, yeah, so quite a while. But yeah, I still am mad about video games. So it was just something that I was doing. So yeah, that helped fund a lot of like the early touring for Neck Deep, like just chipping in for the van and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I was doing that, and then I also went to university as well to study new media design, which is just like animation and graphic design.
Gotcha. So at that point, though,
Hmm.
you guys are all in. I mean, everybody
Oh yeah.
drops what they're doing work-wise.
Yep.
There's
Hmm.
traction, new album.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at that point, you're thinking like, I mean, were you just mind blown that this was now your job?
Yeah. I remember having the conversation with my manager, and what I will say on record is they were really, really good about letting me have time off, which is which is crazy for like such like a company at the time, which was just like such a big company. It was like, yeah, cool, don't worry, you can go on tour for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I was like, what? Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Um, but I do remember being beginning of the 2014. It was just before we went and did our first US tour, and I was like, this is make or break here now. Like this has to go well because I'm about to literally just throw everything in the toilet to go and do this. So I'd already I'd finished uni, I got my degree, and I was just working part-time, um, potentially about to make the step up to like a more senior role at work. And I was just like, I'm just gonna have to quit my job and just hope for the best and just move back in with my parents.
I mean, at
And
least you
luckily it
had that
worked
in your
out.
back pocket. I mean, you had a
Yeah,
degree,
yeah.
you had some experience. That's good at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, but it worked out for the best. Trust me, this is way more fun than stacking video games on shelves.
I bet. I bet. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how that franchise held up, but GameStop's closing like all of their stuff. So you would have
Oh,
lasted until like right now and you would have lost your
yeah.
managerial
It's
job.
it's the same. Like I never quite got past just sales assistant, but there was talk of me getting like the bump up. But yeah, it's same here. They're closing a lot of stores. They just closed the store that I worked at last. Me and Alex went to go shopping the other day, and on the retail estate where it is. It's shut down now. So it was actually quite a sad day seeing that because I liked popping in from time to time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
2015, if folks hadn't heard of you yet, they did with Life's Not Out to Get You. You guys just
Yeah.
celebrated 10 years of that. I'm sure that was a
Hmm.
ton of fun. When you
Hmm.
think back to that time period and like listening to those tracks for the first time and working on, like, did you know that that was next level at that moment in
Yeah.
time or super special?
We knew. We knew. We had like lightning in a bottle with that one. We went in with like a decent amount of demos and then we wrote a lot whilst we were there too. And it was hard not to feel like something special was happening. It was just like us to just be like proving a point. It's like we're here. This is it. Like we've I remember us doing the first record, none of us had ever done full length in any capacity before. So we were there like, how do you do one of these? This is crazy. Like that applies to like Seb had never really done a full length. The band had never really written that many songs for one piece of work. So it was kind of like, this is this is it. I mean, I think it worked out well, and then we went on to Life's Not Out to Get You just with like a renewed sense of like, yeah, we're doing this. This is us. This is us like putting the flag in the ground and being like, you got to listen now.
Yeah. One of the
Yeah,
things that I appreciate about you guys, though, because obviously the 10-year anniversary, and I mean, fans, of course, are begging for that tour. I mean, you guys could just tour that all this year if you wanted to and sell out everywhere, but you're not. And I
yeah.
love that Neck
Nope.
Deep is always looking ahead.
Yeah.
Why is that important to you guys?
Um, I don't know. I'm always a fan of making things like more of like an experience in a moment, and it happened with the Rain in July tour where we tried to keep that really, really small, and then eventually we ended up doing like little bits here and there, and then I think we just stopped doing that enough to make that thing special. Because my idea for that was originally like we do two shows in chain, we do two shows on the East Coast, and that's it. We don't do
Hmm.
any more. And then we do three in the UK, and then nothing else at all. And then if you don't get a ticket, unfortunately, I'm sorry, you didn't get it. Like it was one of
Yeah,
those because we could, like you say, we could be doing like a 6 week tour of Life's Not Out to Get You all around the US, like selling shows out left, right, and center. But I think there's something to be said about not doing that as well, because like we're just getting started, is how we feel all the time. And what better way to do that than prove it by just releasing great new music
yeah,
and working on and looking into the future. Like I just feel that like I don't know, we never want to rest on our laurels and rest on like our former work. We're always progressing, we're always moving forward. And just to look back to what I was saying, I just think it is special for fans. It's more special for the people that came to Brixton and saw that show and they saw the show. No
for
one else
sure.
did. And then a
Yep.
few more dates around it. And then we added the two Wrexham shows as like a special surprise too. But even then, it's like we have to buy the tickets from local vendors because we don't want them going online and then being resold for like crazy, crazy amounts of money. So we were, we're just trying to just think of like fun ways for fans to see us still. And it
Yeah.
just, like I say, I personally, I'm only speaking for myself, I just think it makes it more special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, from an artist perspective, like I don't want to go back and do even just on my podcast. It's like I'm so much different than I was when I started this 6 years ago, and it's like, yeah, it may be fun to
Yeah.
revisit that, and maybe that's a good question. Performing those songs, I mean, did it take you back to 2015 or how to feel?
Oh, it took me back to standing in my practice space just screaming over and over again because the beginning of I Hope This Comes Back to Haunt You has been haunting my dreams and nightmares for the past year and a half.
I
Yeah,
bet.
it's just some of them we never even really played live, and that was like
Right.
we played that a couple of times, and then we knew that we were going to do something, so we were slipping a few into the set every so often. Um, like Beach has become kind of like a staple of the set a little bit more. And then certain songs like we don't really ever play Threat Level that much. We definitely don't play Rock Bottom very often. And some of them will go back to the vault for a while. But it's fun picking them up and playing them. But it's also nice to have the breather now to be like, right, we're not going to play that one again for a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's fun to revisit the stems and everything and just like see the songs and hear them like in a new light and like from a creative perspective nowadays as well to the songwriters that we are now versus how we were then. It's always like a fun trip down memory lane. Apart from
Yeah.
Haunt You. Haunt You was not fun. I like playing it now. I like playing it now live, but Pals will tell you because Pals lives with me. he would be in in like his room and he would hear me practicing just screaming at that intro. Like it's not even hard,
Right.
but I just built the part up to be this insanely difficult thing in my head that any time I could just feel like I'm not going to hit that next note now, and it's just like start again every time.
Had it been a minute since you had listened to that album in full?
Yeah, yeah. Always, obviously, like I'll go back and like just like hear like listen to a few songs back and forth, but it'd been a minute since I'd like sat down and experienced it front to back, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
still great. Towards the end of that tour, we stopped playing it in order though, because in a
Mm.
live environment, the run through was just a bit weird. We did it front to back the first night in Wrexham, and we came off stage and we were like, let's never do that again.
That's funny.
Yeah, and we just like managed to change it up a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that Ben, I mean, he comes out and says, we're all different people than 10 years ago. We're looking
yep,
ahead. Maybe we'll save it for 25th anniversary. Life's not out to get you run. You can do it
yeah,
later. But I very much
yeah.
respect that the band is still looking forward and progressing and not just living in the past.
Yeah, it's important to us. There's still tons of fun stuff to come. So yeah.
The Peace and the Panic, follow up, Sam's in the
Yep.
band, new lead
hmm
guitarist, a little bit
hmm
darker. I always liken
hmm
this to Blink. All things lead back to Blink for me, at least in my brain.
Really? Do you like them?
Yes, just a tad. I took down some Funkos to try to make it a little bit more neutral behind me. We got the Ninja Turtles going. But I liken Life's Not Out to Get You to like your Enema, where it's just like
Yeah.
pop punk perfected. And then the
hmm
follow-up to that is like Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, where it's a little angstier, a little
Yeah.
darker. You guys are getting a little
hmm
bit more mature.
Yeah.
The Peace and the Panic, when you think back to that time period, is there anything that sticks out about that album to you?
Just it was the first time that we'd recorded extensively in LA, which was interesting. It was fun. It was a fun experience being out there, doing the record and everything, like working with Mike. Just a bit different. I just remember like hearing a couple of songs off that record. Like In Bloom had been in the pocket for a minute, and we were like, "This song's insane." It's like it's
Yeah.
so good, and it was just like a little demo that Ben had for a while, and we had it for ages and ages, just going around. It's like this is the time to get it out and put it on record. And I don't know. I think that was the first stepping stone when we went out there, and then everything else just came around that really. Like yeah, I mean. I just remember being in LA, and at the time we had no money, and we were like I just couldn't believe how expensive stuff was. Like we were like going out for dinner. I was like, huh? Excuse
I
me? I was
hate
living off.
LA, man.
I, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Like in later years, it's provided a lot for me, and I have a lot of things to be thankful for from that city. In my younger youth, in my younger years, sorry, I would have actively been a hater, but not anymore, not anymore, not anymore. There's a lot to like about it. It's hard I would find it hard to live there, all the time. I lived there for a little bit, but, and then moved home, but I would find it very difficult to exist there just because it's just nonstop. There's not 5 seconds to have a sit down. And I find it hard to sit down and stay indoors and relax anyway. I get a bit stir crazy and claustrophobic indoors. So I'm just a bit like, what we're doing. And just there, you just spoiled for choice with things to do and see. But yeah, I remember being there and I was living off of Little Caesars, $5 hot and ready.
Pizza, pizza.
Um, oh, dude, honestly, lunch would be half of the pizza, and dinner would be the other half of the pizza every day. And even then, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to afford this. This is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It was a fun experience. It was a bit different, but yeah, fun.
One of the things I like about In Bloom so much, Seb had said it may have been the last new Neck Deep song at the time that their father had heard. That's pretty
Yeah.
special. Did you know that? I mean, I'm assuming you did, but I was mind blown
Yeah,
when I heard that. That's
yeah.
rad.
It's I think he'd have heard that in like the demo stages too, I'm imagining, but yeah.
One of the things that kind of blows my mind about that album, and it just started, I think, a few years ago, is I Wish You Were Here has just blown up like crazy. Was not a single, in years after
No,
release, all of a sudden, like people are
I know.
tagging Neck Deep News and Reels. I'm like, I've always liked
Right.
that song, but I never realized how big it is. When did that hit your guys' radar?
During COVID. And it's exclusively in Southeast Asia. It's honestly, it's crazy. Like
Did it
that
start on
song, like
TikTok or something?
It must have. I mean, I don't know. I don't use the only time I use TikTok is when we turn up to a new city and I search the name of the city and food after it to see what comes up. I don't use it. I don't browse it. I don't scroll on it. It's like I can just feel my brain melting whenever I go on there. So I keep off that. But I think it did. I think that's the base of where it started, and then it seems to have just steamrolled like over and over and over and over and over again every single time. It's just like every time we go back, that is like we don't play that song anywhere other than Southeast Asia, and we have to in Southeast Asia. Like we have to play it. If we didn't
Have
put that in the
to.
set list, it would be a riot. It would be terrible. So yeah, it's just one of those where we save it for there, really. Like it's just yeah, it's just this strange thing. It must have just picked up on a couple of like reels or something from some creators and then just skyrocketed. It's wild.
I mean,
I don't,
I can't even think of any other examples with bands of like a random quote unquote B-side, per se of an album
yeah,
just
yeah,
exploding years after release to the level that it has.
yeah, years as well. Like we're talking a long, long time. Like I honestly, I have no idea what happened, but it's cool. Love to see
It's
it.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool. And one of the
Hmm.
things that I just love about Neck Deep is just how much love you guys have worldwide, man. Like it is
Yeah.
crazy. Even in like
Yeah.
Jakarta, like when I see clips of you guys playing there or that song, it's just like I almost get emotional watching just how invested these kids are in you guys. It's crazy.
Dude, it's our biggest market in the world.
Oh
It
my
is.
gosh, I didn't realize that.
Way more than the US, way more than the UK. If you get into all the numbers and digits behind the scenes, like Jakarta outweighs everything. It's insane. We turned up to play a festival there not long ago, and we were like, "Oh, how many people are going to be there?" And we were headlining the fest, and it was like kind of sold as our show. And they were like, "Oh, it's going to be like 10,000." We were like, bloody hell, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. And we turn up, and he's like, "I think actually through the door today there's 25,000." And we were like,
Oh my God.
what? Excuse me? Where 15,000 people just turned up from? That's insane. And that show was wild. Yeah, the fact that we have a following anywhere outside of the UK is a blessing for a UK band because historically it's quite hard for a band that is successful here to break outside of like home turf. So the fact that we can come to America consistently for over a decade now and have such amazing shows every time we come is it's something that we'll never ever ever take for granted because again loops back to what we were speaking about before. We've been turning up to shows before. It's like, who are we playing to today? Oh, the sound guy. Cool.
Yeah.
So to like it's just we're just blown away anytime we step foot on stage. It's just wild. Yeah, so thankful for it.
2019, you guys go out with Blink 182, and it's a Blink 182 that has Matt Skiba. I know you're an Alkaline Trio dude. How crazy was
Oh
that for
my.
you?
Oh my God. I was just like, don't get in the way. Don't get in the way. Don't annoy anyone. Don't annoy anyone. First day, we've got electric scooters for the first time. We're told by their security, stop dicking around on them.
Oh,
You're
fuck.
being silly. And we were like, oh, we've upset them and it's day one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we saw Mark in catering the next day and we are like, mate, we're sorry. And he was like, I don't give a fuck, do what you want. We were like, right, we've got Dad's blessing. It's fine. But yeah, it was such a wild experience. They were so nice. Their crew was amazing. They were so welcoming and accommodating to us. I got the opportunity to speak to Skiba a few times, which was just for me is like I was just like this is so I'm just walking down the corridor and he's just walked past and it just turns out actually he's just normal and he's actually really nice. So yeah, just wild experience just to get to see them play every single night and then just be stood there playing. Then you look right and Mark's just stood side stage, just like, all right, well, that's a normal thing now, then, is it? Just Mark Hoppus just casually just watching us on his way back to his room. Yeah, it was. There was one night as well where I was in a bit of different shape at the time, and my diet was terrible. And he just came into our dressing room one day and he goes, I've heard there's a guy in here that can shotgun a can of Dr. Pepper. And I was like, right, pass us one then. And then just straight down. And then he was like, all right, cool. And then he just left. And I was like, what was that?
So, one of the things that's really funny about this most recent Blink tour, I'm so glad you mentioned Dr. Pepper. So,
Hmm.
on Mark's rider, he
Yeah.
requested a generic Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
from the venue, and at each location, I mean, there's like all these different kinds, like Dr. Thunder, and like
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
can't even remember all the names of them, but
Yeah.
he would send me pictures of each one, and he just thought it was the funniest thing ever.
It's
So
the
that's
best.
hilarious that going back, that he walked into your dressing room and was like talking about Dr. Pepper back
He loves
then.
them. He loves them. We've got one here at Aldi called Professor Peppy, which is
Professor Peppy.
Professor Peppy. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go get some cans of it later on. I'll send you a photo and then
Oh
you can
my
send it to him.
gosh.
Yeah,
I'll send it
Professor
to him.
Peppy. Yeah, it's not as good. Dr. Pepper in the UK is nowhere near up to the standard that it is in the US, but you can't win them all.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because at the end
Yeah.
of the tour, I like ranked them. There was 10 to 12 of them, and I ranked them by name and even like the can art. Like he
Yeah.
would send me some and I'd be like, there is no effort. Fire the whole marketing department. Like, what are they doing? But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the name just really made me laugh when I saw the one here, Professor Peppy. I was like, yeah, fair. That's actually quite funny.
that is epic. But yeah, I
Yeah,
figured, man, being a Skiba fan and you mentioned Blink early on, I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure that was
yeah.
just surreal for you guys.
It was crazy. Yeah, I remember going up on the last night. I have like the whole summer. I was like, I'm wearing shorts, and my right shin has a ginormous coffin with the skull logo on, like the Alkaline Trio one. I was like, it's really, really hot, but I don't know if I want to wear shorts because I don't want him to just walk down the corridor and see this absolute super fan stood there with like this giant tattoo on his shin. So he didn't see it the entire tour. And then I think the last show was, I think it might have been the Forum in LA, maybe. I think it was. That was the last show. And I just went up to him as he was stood at the side of the stage, like in like a break. Like I think it was during like Travis's solo or something. I just went up to him and was like, "Look, I've got this on my shin." He was like, well, "Did you get that done this week?" I was like, "No, I've had it for like 6 years. You're like my favorite band." And then he gave me a fist bump, and I was like, "Oh, that's really sick."
Ah,
Yeah,
I love
yeah, it was
it. I
really, really
love it.
cool. Yeah, yeah,
Steve was such a sweetheart. I will never forget. I was catching Alkaline Trio. It was in Nashville,
yeah,
Marathon Music Works. You guys play there.
yeah. We
And
played over a few times.
before the gig, there's like a little shopping, kind of rustic shopping center right next to it. And behind it, there's
Yeah.
just a long railroad track. And
Hmm.
before the gig, I was just kind of exploring. And
Yeah.
I'm looking in the distance, and of all people, this is like the most Skiba thing ever. He is walking, exploring down a railroad track by himself, and he's taking railroad stakes, like iron stakes that are just off to the side,
What the?
and just keeping them and took them to his bus. I said hi to him. I was like, dude, you care if I get a picture real quick? He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, let me put these on the bus real quick. Like the most Skiba thing ever. Such a random
Dude,
encounter.
I don't remember what venue it was one day, but we were there and there was kind of like a roundabout, or for all the American listeners, a turning circle at the top of the venue, like a little one. And I was just coming back out of the venue to go to the bus and I was like, doors are open and what's going on there? There's someone on like a on a push bike, like a bicycle. And it was just him, just riding around it in a circle as people were just like filtering into the venue. I was just like, I love you. You're like
Yeah.
so funny.
Like he just lives in his own little world and
Yeah,
just
it's
loves
great.
it. It's so
Yeah.
great.
It's like you expect from the lyrics that like he's going to be an eccentric guy, and he is. And I was just like, I'm really like sometimes because there have been opportunities in the past when we'd done like radio like live sessions and things like the live lounge, like Trio did one day. And there was opportunities where our management at the time like we can introduce you to him if you want. I was like, no, I don't want to. Like I really don't want to. Like what happens if like I make a fool of myself or like no, I don't want to do it. And then finally meeting him was just like, yeah, he's just sick. He's really nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to hear your opinion on this album. 2020, All Distortions Are Intentional
Hmm.
concept album, a departure from kind of the pop punk sound per se or
Yeah.
whatever, an intentional
Hmm.
departure. I love this
Yeah.
album. I think it's brilliant. I feel
Yep.
so bad that it launched literally like right when COVID hit. And I feel
Dude.
like because of that, the band like almost doesn't like it, but I've seen a lot of love for it recently. So I'm curious, like when you
Yeah.
think back to that time period, is it just like the shits? Do you like it? How do you feel about
I
it?
love it. I love
Okay.
it. Love it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Love that record so much. It's got one of my favorite, if not my top three neck deep songs of all time on it, which is I Revolve Around You. I
Interesting.
love that song so much. I remember hearing it like when it had all come together in the studio for the first time. I was like, this is literally one of the best songs we've ever written.
I would
And it
never have
also,
guessed that from you because I
yeah,
mean, you like hardcore music. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's no surprise. So I would assume
Hmm.
you would like the heavier stuff.
Well, I just remember hearing it and being like, this is sick. And then I also remember at the time as well, Ben doing the outro vocals on Fall and hearing
Hmm.
that back for the first, like I'd gone to make food or something, or I was working in another room on some merch and some video stuff, and then I came back into the studio and he tracked the vocals, and it's the "Trust me, it's been a little." That when he hit that for the first time, I was like, "What was that?
Such
That
a
is
sick
insane!
melody. Yeah.
So good, so good." But yeah, and I just that the whole experience of recording that record was fun. So much fun. It was us just locked in the middle of nowhere, South Wales, just messing about, just having a good time, just we had a guy called Phil who lived in like a caravan, like a trailer basically, out on the property. And every day he would build a bonfire for us so we could just go outside and light shit on fire,
Oh my
which is
gosh.
just and it's just say, oh, don't worry, there's logs on the thing for you boys. So we'd finish recording every day, and then we'd just go and just have like these huge bonfires every night, and just like we'd all like get together in the evening because we stayed in the studio. We lived on the property for the
Mm.
time that we were there, and we just like cooked together, ate meals together. Just like it felt like a really like big like I don't know, it felt like a really like close and like a good sense of like community that we had when we were there. And yeah, I love the record. I just it's just a shame that I think we all got a bit burnt out on it at the time, personally, just because of the ways that we then ended up having to promote it versus how, because what we just wanted to get out and tour it. We wanted to play shows, and it's like, well, that's the last thing that you can do. And we just put a shift in, just trying to gain, make people gain interest for a record that they couldn't come and see live that was written for a live environment. And it was
Right,
just like,
right.
this is just it's just so hard. And every plan that we had, like originally the original plan was the two characters, Jet and Alice, that were in the Low Life video were going to be in every video that we did for the
Mm.
entire record. And obviously lockdown happened, and it's one of them. I think Jet was, I can't remember where he was from, but he was from like mainland Europe. So he had like, I think maybe he was living in London at the time, but I'm not sure. We couldn't get him to be in any videos. Couldn't get the girl that played Alice in any videos, and it's just like, what do we do? And then it's like, how do you promote a record when you can't play it live, you can't tour it, and you're suddenly new to this world of like live streaming? And it's like, right, well, I was just like, we'll get a Twitch account and we'll just try our best.
Yeah.
And that's what we ended up doing. But in terms of like the musical content for it, like we've always all loved that record. Always.
Okay.
Some of the songs have not hit live in a way that we'd expect, but that's because we just have the expectation sometimes, I think, where it's like if people aren't going ballistic and stage diving and crowd surfing, it's like, oh, they're not enjoying it. It's like they are. They're just reacting differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love to slip a few more of the songs off that record back into the set. Playing Pushing Daisies live, that ending riff is stinking. It's so good. And playing that live is so much fun. So we've had that as like a song before an encore before, and it's sick. It's just we'll get a few more back in the live set, I think, at some point. The storm like Fall needs its flowers as well.
Yeah, I love that album, man. So when I see like, I guess, I don't know, if folks are just like expecting a certain sound. In
Yeah,
my opinion, it's like, man, bands like you should progress, you should grow, like you
yeah.
shouldn't recycle the
Yeah.
same stuff over and over and over. Like as an artist, that gets boring.
Yeah,
So
and
I got
I
it.
also I think too as well in regards to that, it's like that album that you really, really like that sounds like that, it's still there.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
you can go back and listen to it. It's fine. Like just because they're trying something new doesn't mean that then you're like, well, I don't like them anymore. It's like, well, you don't like what they've just put out, but it doesn't
Yeah,
devalue everything that you loved prior to that. And I just think it's such an interesting thing to see sometimes. Like, oh yeah, well, I don't like him anymore. It's like, but you love that band and you love that record. It's like that record exists and it will always be there for you. You can always go back and listen to it. So yeah, and like you say, people want to grow, people want to try something new, people want to change, and it's just I think that's kind of what's been fun about Neck Deep is that like we've kind of always just recorded what we've wanted to record and we've always loved it. And just a great byproduct of it is that other people seem to as well.
for sure, for sure. The follow-up to that, self-titled
Hmm.
2024, more or less a
Yeah.
conscious return to pop punk in some
Yeah.
capacity.
Yeah.
Seb back at the helm producing,
There he
and
is.
Seb's in
Yeah.
the band now. I should have asked you about that. I mean, how was
Yeah.
that to finally get Seb, I guess, officially as a member in the band? He's been
Oh,
there since
yeah.
day one,
Yeah.
but that had to be great.
Yeah, wants to start touring once we're in a bus, does he?
I told him that on the
Oh,
interview. I said, "Yeah, you
yeah.
join once there's like established fans,
Yeah, yeah,
buses."
yeah, yeah. It's all right. Do you want to do a van? What's one of them? He'd say. No, I mean, it was amazing. It happened during the first conversation was during the recording sessions for All Distortions. We were in a Weatherspoons, and we were just thinking like, because we had our friend Josh filling in at the time, and then we were like, oh, I wonder if like I don't know, maybe like Josh is enjoying it, and then we were like, maybe we kind of need to like I don't know. And Seb was just like, I'll play bass. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I'll play bass. And we were like, all right. And that was it.
You got
That
the
was it.
gig.
It was just like finally, like you've been there all the time anyway. You may as well start reaping the benefits for all your hard work. Like
Yeah.
yeah, so that was it was the easy decision to have. It wasn't even a decision, it was like, well, of course.
I
Yes.
love seeing the evolution of Seb. It's like pre-official band member, no tattoos, completely bare. Now he's in
Yeah.
neck deep, he's bassist, he's on
Yeah.
stage, and he is just loaded up like all
Oh,
you
it's rinsed.
guys. I love it.
Yeah, and do you know what the most annoying thing is? Because he
What?
waited to get tattoos, he doesn't have any bad ones, and it's like
Ah,
you bastard.
that
It's,
is a good thing.
it's just, I mean, it's great for him, like because some of Seb's tattoos are sick, and he's got such like a cohesive style from like different artists as well, like all like weird spacey like medieval stuff, which sounds on paper
Yes.
like it wouldn't work, but they are incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah, he doesn't have a bad tattoo on him, which is not something that I can speak for, but
Me either. Me either. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like I
it
wish I had
happens.
more of a game plan before I just plaster my body with permanent
Oh,
mark.
mate, cover-ups happen for a reason, and I am covered in cover-ups. So
Uh, it's all right.
yeah,
It
yeah,
happens. But yeah,
yeah,
self-titled, dude, that album is just so killer. Front to back. I mean, amazing
yeah.
album. And I
Hmm.
felt like it was nice that the fans, I mean, for whoever was on the fence maybe about Distortions, not that anybody's opinion matters, but I
Yeah.
didn't see anything negative about this album at
No,
all. Did you guys feel
no.
like just totally stoked when it came out?
Yeah, I think it was a nice, just it was I don't want to say sigh of relief, but there was a lot that went into that record. A lot of like uncertainty in certain parts, just because of like we had this whole game plan for it, got to start that plan, and we were just like, okay, we need to pivot entirely now. We're gonna have to do all this ourselves. So yeah, to see the hard work from everyone like rewarded in that way, and it just be as well received as it was just it didn't fall on deaf ears on our part. Trust me, it was like, oh right, cool. Like that was tough, but it was worth every single second.
Yeah, even down to the artwork. I mean,
Hmm.
Jesus, dude, that album
Yeah,
is so killer.
yeah.
You guys had a chance to perform at Alley Pally. That had to be a dream come true, man.
Oh my God, yeah. Insane. Literally just it's one of those moments where you walk out on stage and you just look out and you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like this is crazy. This is insane. And we were turning up. It was so funny on the day because obviously like it's our headline show and we were walking around like we were the support act, just being like, right, don't get in the way, don't get in the way. And it's like, fucking hell, everyone's here for us. This is insane. Like we're
Yeah.
walking into like it's the first time we've ever had like catering because the venue's in the middle of nowhere. So we've got catering for us. It's like, bloody hell, this is fancy. This is crazy. So it was just a lot of hard work, a lot of hard effort went into that. Like the production was wild, and that was the first time we've ever done video, which was a, a task, let me tell you.
Dude, to pull out those tricks at your biggest show, like that takes some
Hmm.
balls, man. You guys probably had to be a little
Yeah.
nervous.
Oh, dude, and also as well, it was a fella called just some inside baseball here. A fella called Goonsey, who plays in a band called Bleed Within. He did content for the video wall, and then all of the other content I did.
Those
So
panels
I,
were insane, man. Like so
oh,
rad.
dude, the nights that so the main theme, I've always thought this is to just get onto production a little bit now, but it's not really something that we ever really get to speak about. So for us in whenever I go and see a band and they have video content, my least favorite thing is like I don't want to feel like I'm stood there and I'm watching a music video with silhouettes in front of it. I want to watch a band and then I want the background to be a texture. I want it to
Mm.
just be a backdrop that changes. Not all the time. I don't want it to be like over the top in your face. Like it should just be a piece that is there to complement the show, so the band still perform. Is kind of my mindset behind it. So we worked really hard to come up with. We had a big brainstorming session on the tour before where we sat in the front of the bus. We got a big spreadsheet up, and we were like, "This is the idea for this, and this." We designated which ones I would be doing. We designated which ones Goonsey would be doing, and then we settled on the idea of the five individual video screens with banners that would unfurl for certain sections of the set. So if there was songs that we were playing from All Distortions, it would be All Distortions themed. And then if there was songs from Life's Not Out to Get You, there'd be like a Life's Not Out to Get You block in the middle of the set. And them banners, oh my days. I cannot tell you how long I spent trying to get them to just roll down and
Oh
just
shit.
unfurl. Because the thing that was hard was the banners would roll down, and then for a set amount of time they would have to infinitely loop as if they were waving like that in 3D space.
Hmm.
So it's like, right, well, how do I even come up with that in the first place? And how do I do it so each of the banners waves individually and is different? Figured that out, and then I must have spent a week and a half trying to get them to just drop.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
so using 3D software and using like a physics simulation to hold the banner like that, wave with like wind hitting it. And then what I couldn't figure out for the longest time was how to get the simulation to just go like that and just drop the banners. And it wouldn't work. You'd do it, you'd unpin it, and then they just go like that. And it'd be like, whoa, no, that's not what I want. And the way that you do it is you just have to plan it all out, hit a button on your computer, and then sit there for 30 minutes and then watch it back and go, well, that didn't work. And then
Oh
just
my
do it again
gosh.
because of the process. So what I ended up doing in the end was like, oh, this is actually so easy. So you just get the camera, and instead of the thing dropping, you just make the camera go and then
Oh
it
my
disappears. And
gosh.
I was like, well, that was so easy. But we did that, and then we had all sorts of bits. Sam came in with a cool idea, like during Gold Steps in the breakdown when the fire hit live. He said, "How cool would it be if we could somehow program it so when the fire hits, the banners start burning?" And I was like, "That's a sick idea." So we managed to program that in. There was just a lot of stuff, and then we had like yeah, it's just lots, and then motion sickness as well. We came up with the idea to be like, we should do casino reels, and each screen is one of our faces. And I was like, that's a sick idea, but then also that sounds really hard.
Mm.
And it was my first time ever designing video content for like a live environment. So aside from everything being in time with the song, it also has to fit with the light show, it has to get programmed in. So it was just a lot. I didn't do that part of it. A guy named Paul was our like production manager for the show, and he basically took all of my video content, which probably when it got handed to him looked like an idiot had done it, that someone had no experience, just like, I think I did this right, please make it work, and then he just got it flawless for the entire set. So yeah, it's a big, big undertaking that show, but very, very rewarding coming off at the end. I remember the first three songs, and then I remember waking up in the bus down the street from my house being like, whoa, what happened?
Oh my
That was
gosh.
crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Do
Yeah.
you get nervous before shows typically?
Not really, no. Well, I never used to, but in recent years, yes, a bit more. And I'm not sure why. I just do. I get a bit more nervous. I'm a bit more critical of my playing than I used to be. Yeah, I spent way too long concentrating on dicking around and jumping around a bunch and not really what these were doing. So I've tried to lock in a lot more. I hate to use that phrase, the past few years, and just try and like respect the craft a bit more and just like get better at my instrument essentially. So spending a lot more time just in the practice space upstairs, just playing and playing and playing and playing. So yeah.
Yeah, people don't realize how much I think you do behind the scenes as far as like the video content and editing and
Yeah,
such. You're good at that stuff,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Thank you. And a lot of the merch. Not that I'm trying to be like I do this as well, but like I've done a lot of the merch. Like 9 times out of 10, if you're seeing merch from, well, there's designs throughout the band's career. I say the Simpsons one. I didn't draw that. I just ripped it off. But Simpsons design, the Taco Bell design. Oh sheesh. There's tons. And then from self-titled onwards, it's been me and our friend Ross, Britpop
Wow.
Ross on Instagram, who's
Yep.
very good. So it's
He's
me
got
and
some good designs.
he's sick. He's real, real good. So it's been me and Ross doing a bunch of it together. More so in me, more so more recently, being a lot more hands-on, but I've kind of just been like the guiding hand a little bit more because during this all loops back to during like lockdown and everything, like the amount of stuff I was doing with like the streaming and like the merch designs and everything. It's like, oh, it's 9 o'clock at night and I sat at this computer at 8 in the morning and I don't have a life. This is killing me. So I just took a bit of a step back for a minute and yeah and but like, I'm enjoying like the merch stuff now. I've always been like I'm always out and about. Like it'll drive some of the boys insane. I'll just be stood there and just be like, all right, I need to get a photo of that, or I need to take a photo of that, or I'll be flicking through like just some old reference books, being like, cool, we need that, we need. Or Seb will be. We were literally in a bookshop Christmas shopping the other day, and Seb was there, and he was looking at something just, and I caught it at the corner of my eye. I was like, wait there, I need to take a photo of that. And it's just like just to, like for reference and things. So we're always collecting and always like I don't know, thinking of like fun merch stuff and everything. But it's I don't know. It's I've always kind of just been like the creative visual side of things. A lot of it's like always been like my responsibility, which I've always enjoyed.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
interesting. I mean, you guys always have rad designs and merch
Appreciate it.
items and such. And I mean, that's a
Hmm.
big part of band stuff.
Yeah,
People don't
yeah.
realize
I mean,
that, but it matters.
it's a huge, huge, huge part nowadays because recording music doesn't bloody pay anymore. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Speaking of recording music, looking ahead just a little bit, I know the band
Hmm.
hasn't shied away too much about the fact that this year might be a little lighter on the touring, working
Yep.
on new music. I don't know where
Hmm.
that music is at, but if you had to guess, what do you think the sound is going to be like moving forward? Because the only really example we have is You Should See Me Now, which I
Hmm.
actually think was like a really cool blend of almost distortions and self-titled. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
indie vibish, but it's also very catchy and pop
Yeah.
punky. So I don't know
Yeah.
how far along or anything you can share on that, but where are we at on new material?
More of what you love, and we'll leave it at
Okay. Big
that.
big things coming.
Yeah, yeah. We've got a lot of demos, and then we're recording this year.
Cool.
You'll see.
Gotcha. So that's the priority this year,
Yeah,
recording, and then you guys
yeah.
do have some shows on the books, but not an extensive tour, it doesn't look like at the moment. So,
No, I mean, I think the only thing that we have announced is the Simple Plan tour that we're doing end of the year. Yeah,
yep, yep,
and then
we
well,
shall
who
see.
knows?
Okay.
Who knows? I mean, I know you don't. I ain't telling
We can leave it at that.
you.
I want to talk about some guitar stuff, man. So
Sure.
2017-ish, you get a
Yeah.
signature guitar, which is probably a dream for a guitarist. How did that
It's
relationship with Reverend start?
well, I was playing other guitars, and then I wanted to try out some Reverends. I sent an email to who I thought was just their A&R rep. Accidentally sent it to Ken at Reverend, who is the CEO. So
Hey, man.
yeah, I was like, oh, cool. But he kindly got back to me and was like, cool, yeah, we'll set some up for you. You can come in, you can play some. And then it was on the tour we did with Pierce the Veil. I went into their offices in Ohio and I picked up a Jetstream 390 and a double agent with a humbucker in, double agent HB, and took them out, played with them. I was like, these are the best guitars I've ever played, but there's too much shit on them. I don't need all this stuff. I like, we're doing Warp next year. Is there a chance that you could build like a one-off for me to play on Warp Tour? Would be great. Understand if not. And he goes, why don't we just do a signature guitar? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, we'll just do a signature guitar. I was like, well, that was easy. So yeah, I just stripped back the 390 to a single P90 in it, kept the floating trem, kept the tone, kept the bass contour, and just inverted the headstock. And then they were like, we should probably say that it's for further string travel for rhythm playing. And I said, well, the reality of it is it just looks sick. So that's why we're doing the inverted
I
headstock.
was going to ask you about that. Like, what do you get out of that? Because some people say it's like you can bend a little bit better. I don't know. I was curious.
It looks cool.
It does.
It just looks cool. Yeah, I'm a very like meat and potatoes guy when it comes to my gear. Like the less stuff to go wrong with it, the better for me in terms of guitar. It's why I've always ended up like playing for the most part of our touring career, like just simple one pickup guitars. So yeah, that came about, and then I was like, oh, I can't believe we're doing this. We are going to sell none of these. This is going to be terrible. They're not going to want to make any more for me. I'm a sham. I can barely play the guitar. Why have I got a signature? It was just all these, just the classic imposter syndrome, which I mean, I think every musician or creative person suffers from the second they wake up to the second that they go to sleep, and sometimes during their sleep as well.
Yep.
But yeah, and then we did it in black, we did it in yellow, and they all sold out. And I was like, what? That's insane. And then we did more colors. We did pink, we did green, we did a red, and they all sold out. And I was like, damn, this is wild. This is insane. I can't believe this is happening. So yeah, I've just always been very, very lucky. They've always treated me really well.
That green one's fucking insane, man. Isn't there only like
Mm.
8 of those that were made or something?
There's two. There's two green ones. There's like the avocado burst one, which is okay. And then
Like the
there's
sparkly, right?
yeah,
Like,
the deep green one, the Jaguar, the Jag. That's what I
okay.
wanted. Like I wanted British racing green, like an old Jag, like the car. I was like, that's what it needs to be.
Mm,
But that's call it outfield ivy, I think, is the actual
yeah.
correct term for it. But yeah, they ended up sticking it on other guitars too, so it must have gone well. So yeah, I love that one. My favorite one though is still the black one. It's just
Just
it's just
Midnight
classic.
Black. Is that the official name
Just
of it?
black.
Just
Yeah, just
black.
midnight black. Just black. Yeah. But
Gotcha.
unfortunately, I don't have my original one because they all got fucking stolen.
Did they ever
They
find
fucking
those
no.
motherfuckers?
Listen, I'm looking right in the lens now. If you got my fucking guitars, I would love them back. Please.
That's
They're not
so
worth anything.
dumb, man. Like I saw that and I'm
Yeah,
just like, what are you gonna do with those? They're gonna be pieced
yeah,
apart and just ruined.
yeah.
If you're
Literally.
listening to this, fucking get it to me anonymously because they took a couple of yours, they took some of
Yeah,
Sam's, and
yeah.
it's like your
Dude, they took
prototype, dude. That
yeah,
sucks.
that's it. That's the one that I want more than anything back. It's just the black one. Like you can keep the rest. I don't give a fuck. Keep the
Right.
others. I just want the black one back, please. If it's in pieces, sound. We'll get it put back together. But I would love to have that one back. But Reverend were kind enough during all of that to just be like, cool, what do you need? And they sent more out for me instantly. And I was like, yeah, you can't ask for anything better than that, really. To
Yeah.
just be like, cool, you got fucked. Here you go. Get more back.
Yep.
And they've also been really, really good. I've in the past, my friend Eric, who plays in a band called Stateside, his garage got broken into once, and they stole his guitar. He didn't have anything, and I was like, "What can I do to help?" And I just messaged Ken. I said, "Can you just send him a guitar?" And he was like, "Yeah, cool." And they
Oh my
just sent my friend,
gosh.
our mate Eric, plays in a band called Stateside. They're really good.
I listened to
Um,
their most recent album, enjoyed it.
yeah, they're sick. Yeah, and they just were like, "Yeah, cool, we'll send one out for you." I was like, "All right, cool."
My
So
God.
yeah, they really, really care for their artists.
Yeah, the Reverend brand in general, I mean, it was your signature that caught my eye. And then I noticed like
Hmm
Billy Corgan's on it, like the Hot
hmm
Mulligan
Yep.
dudes have their own
Yep.
signature guitars.
hmm
A couple years ago when I saw you during Self-Titled, you had started playing, you jokingly referred to it as like the Guitar Hero Gibson Melody Maker Explorer,
Yeah.
which you'd been
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But now you have a brand new signature Reverend that's like just
hmm
announced or like barely
Yeah.
announced, the
Yeah.
Wiz One. What's
Yeah.
the dealio with this new Reverend signature guitar?
Well, the observant amongst you will notice that I have been playing the Melody Maker Guitar Hero controller a lot, and I'm sorry to say this, Ken. That's my favorite guitar I've ever had because
Is it?
it's so funny. Like it's so funny. It's just this. It feels like it's made out of plywood. It weighs nothing. It's three-quarter scale, so my tiny little. I have small hands. Plays like a dream. Just fun to play, and it looks hilarious. So they saw that like I was playing that a lot, and they were like, "What can we do?" And I was like, "We could make
Well,
something that's similar." And then that's where the Wiz One came from. So it's inspired by another guitar, but it's yeah, we stripped it back. We did a fixed bridge because I wasn't really using the whammy. We put originally I was kind of like apprehensive to make too many modifications to a guitar. I was like, fucking hell, like I'm lucky that I'm getting this. Whereas this time, it's proven that like we can sell guitars, which not to talk business, but like that is a part of like making the decisions that go into like new guitars and new instruments. So I just was like, I'm not using the tone knob. It's always on 10. I've never used the bass contour. It's always on 10. Let's just strip those back, stick a fixed bridge in it, and then just make it look pointy and weird. And then Joe, who's the person who started Reverend Guitars, Joe Naylor. Originally, he sold the company to Ken, but he designs all the guitars still. And then he just sent that to my inbox one day. I just told him what I wanted, what we wanted the inspiration behind it to be, and he sent it, and I was like, right, cool, make it, and that was it.
Oh
um,
my
and and then
gosh.
we went for a few prototypes. I think we settled on version 3 because the original one, the horn was that big that you couldn't get your hand past the 12th fret.
Oh
And
shit.
I was like, I emailed back saying, I don't think that's going to be a problem for me, to be honest with you. But they were all like, and then but we were like, yeah, we'll change it. So they made some modifications, and then we were getting a lot of neck dive on it on the original one, and that was to do with where the strap pins were located. So we changed it from the front where it was on the top horn to just the back of the neck, and that offset that completely.
Mm.
So yeah, just very, very lucky to be continuing to work with him. And I think the first run is out now. First one's in gloss, and then the second run's going to be in matte, which is the ones that I have and we'll play live. Like the matte ones are like we were deciding between the two, and the matte ones are the ones that were like, this feels great. So yeah, just again, just blown away that they want to work with me in any capacity, and just the fact that yeah, they're always so accommodating and everything's amazing.
Yeah, this one has reverse headstock, but it's also got reversed body, which
Mm-hmm.
is crazy. Like, did they have
Yep.
any other guitars like that, or was this just for you?
Nope. Just for me. Just because
Pure wizardry.
I was just like, let's just make it pointy and just funny looking, and we did. And it's just like, I love it. It's great. It's really, really good to play live as well. And also, as well, I will go on record. Our front of house guy Chris has said that it sounds better than the one that inspired it. So
Oh,
that speaks
wow.
volumes. So there we go. Look at that.
Single volume knobs, got the block
That's it.
inlays. It's
Yep,
pretty
block
rad.
inlays, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, we were maybe thinking about going a bit wild on the 12th fret, putting something on there. I was like, let's just keep it simple. Like, I don't need to be putting anything crazy on there right now.
Did you name it or did they?
Oh, I named it 100%. The Wiz One. I was just like that. I wanted to call the original the Wiz One, but they were like, well, we didn't really get around to it at the time. I was like, no, call it the Wiz. We're calling it the Wiz One. And then so, there was an email that got sent at one point that was like, we've just taken it to everyone on the team, and they think Wiz kind of sounds a bit like piss. And I was like, we're keeping it. We're
Oh
keeping it.
my
I don't care. It's even
gosh.
funnier the piss one.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's up. I saw it. A couple American retailers had it. It's
yeah,
up in midnight black and ice white. Looks
that's
rad.
it.
And then I
Hmm.
don't know, is the matte version, is it available yet
Not
through
yet.
Reverend
Not
or
yet.
what? Okay.
Not yet. It will be when they do the set. They're doing a second production run of it, and it'll be in like it's the same colors, just in a matte like satin finish. And if you thought the gloss one was good, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Sick, sick. All
Yeah.
right, Matt, I'm gonna get you out of here on some rapid
Oh,
fire, man. This has been
oh
sick.
yeah.
Favorite Neck Deep album all time?
Oh, all time. I'm gonna go Life's Not Out to Get You, just because of what it did for us and the evolution and the step that it felt like career wise and progression wise after we did that.
Gotcha. Favorite song to play live?
Ooh, it's a tough one. It's hard, it changes, but consistently since we wrote the song, it's never been out the set. So it speaks volumes about what we think of it and how much we enjoy playing it. So it's Gold Steps.
Okay.
Yeah, Gold Steps or In Bloom.
Rarest
Or motion sickness. You say it's
Dude,
crazy.
motion sickness, when that kicks off, man, like, oh my
Yeah, yeah,
God,
yeah.
what a banger. I can't imagine from your perspective, just when that riff kicks in and just looking out to, and you go
Oh,
nuts, dude. I
mate,
mean,
it's because it's great for me. It's just bam, one
ba-da-da-da,
finger,
ba-da-da-da,
drop tune
ba-da.
in, yeah, drop tune in one fat ring on two. Let's go.
Have you ever tracked your steps on stage? I mean, we didn't get into it, but you run a ton. Have you ever tracked your steps on stage?
Every single night.
Oh my God. How many do you take per show?
So I think I logged it as a run once, and I think I did 11 kilometers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Uh, Rarest neck deep item in your collection. I don't know.
Oh,
Do you keep
wait there,
like, do you
mate,
keep,
wait there. 1 second, one
okay,
second. I'll go and get it. No
okay.
one else. you can still hear me because I've got this wireless mic on, but nobody else in the world has this, and nobody else in the world will ever have it.
Okay. Because I didn't know,
Ever.
like, do you keep a copy of each album? Do you have vinyl?
So the vinyl side of things, I keep a test press, and then I always get given, obviously we all do, every variant when it comes out. I normally just keep one variant because I don't personally don't need, because I collect things in general, as you can probably tell behind me with all these
Hmm.
toys and stuff. But I do not have the space to be collecting variants of any record because I would just get obsessed with it.
Yep.
But I keep the test press of each record and then one copy of the record, and then normally I gift all the other variants like friends and family if they want a copy of it. But
Gotcha.
the rarest neck deep item I have, and it's one of the rarest, is this official neck deep
Oh my
wrestling belt.
God.
Yeah, and no one will ever, ever, ever. You have to pry it from my cold dead hands. You're not never having it.
How
Nobody.
many of those did they even make? Is that the only one?
You're looking at it.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Because I
it.
remember like
So
the foam fingers, and obviously you're a big wrestling fan. I mean,
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
an NWO belt off to the side, and
Hell yeah,
I got a
yeah.
Cody Rhodes one
I can
up
see
wherever that
yeah,
is.
yeah, the lifting belt. But yeah, this is staying in this house
Oh
forever.
my gosh.
Yeah. It's we did a wrestling themed tour in I think I want to say 2015, I think, or 24, no, it's 2015. Did a wrestling themed tour. And it was us, Trophy Eyes, Knuckle Puck, and Seaway, the Intercontinental Championships tour, where we all cut promos on each other. It was all wrestling themed, and then Ben came out with this belt, and I managed to convince the boys that we needed a real wrestling belt for the beginning of the set.
Oh my
So that
gosh.
might be my rarest neck deep item here. I believe it is. It's a one of one, so yeah,
That's pretty epic.
it's a good one. But yeah, in terms of merch and stuff, though, like. I I stopped getting each shirt years ago just because it's like this is impossible to keep up with. These are
Yeah.
pretty rare. These ND Unit Removal Company hats. We made them for the first tour we did after COVID. We made these hats and we gave them to every member of the support bands that we had on the tour, and then every crew member as well. So as you can see, mine is worn every single day and it's completely fucked at this point, but I love it. It's my favorite
So not
hat.
even publicly available at merch or anything.
Nope.
It was, oh
Nope.
man.
You can't buy them. There's this one, and then there's another great one of one of our crew friends, Boots. He doesn't take photos at the minute. He tours with Bad Omens now. But he got caught speeding in Germany when he was driving the van one night, and we took his mugshot and printed it on hats for band and crew. So we had those as well. Those are like so those three are kind of the only things that have never really been publicly available. So they're quite limited. So it's
That's
these hats,
hilarious.
the hat with boots, and then this, but you're not having the belt.
You got to send me a picture of that belt and I'll post it on the Instagram page if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
well, yeah. Yeah, no
That's
worries.
killer. Looking back, what is the proudest moment you have in your career with Neck Deep?
Um, I remember before we went on at Ali Pali, all guests and everything had been cleared out of the room, and it was just the five of us just stood there. We were all stood, just doing our own thing, just chilling, getting ready like mentally for the show. I just remember just being stood there and just looking around and just being like, this is insane. Like what we're about to do is crazy. And I don't know, I had personally been through like quite a big, like rough spot just before that show, and a lot of like life changes like personally happened for me, and just being stood there and was just like the amongst others like the four people that were here for me and were looking out for me the most during this entire time with these four people in this room, and what we're about to do now is insane. And
Mm.
I was just like I am so proud to call each of them like a friend, like a brother, and just I don't know. It was just like the culmination of everyone's hard work over years, and like just all the shit and stuff that everyone had been through to just get out there and to just do what we were about to do was crazy. And that's like I don't know. I'll always, always, always remember that. And
Mm.
it's just like it's not like a show. It's not like a song when we played it live. It was just being stood there with like my four best mates before we went out and just did what we do. And it was just, yeah, incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the amount that you guys pour into stuff, people don't always
Yeah,
see it behind the scenes, but
yeah,
dude, it's your
yeah,
guys' life and you travel
yeah,
all over and you make sacrifices and you're never
yeah.
home. And yeah, I'm
Yeah,
glad that you guys were able to get that moment, man. That's awesome.
yeah. And it was just like a private moment to myself where it was just like I wasn't speaking to anyone, didn't mention it to anyone, but I was just like, this is sick. Like these are like this is like my family. Yeah, this is crazy. And we're about to go and rip a fucking gig in front of 10,000 people. It's just insane.
Have you ever missed a show?
Yes, once I had a friend's wedding. And what we did instead of getting someone to fill in is we used album stems to have me there just because it was just easier. And instead of me playing, they turned the guitar vault on its side and put a big photo of my face and then a six-pack of Dr. Pepper on top of the guitar
Oh
vault.
my God. I
Yeah, I
love
think
it.
that might be the only show I've ever missed, I think.
I was just gonna say the reason I ask is I was thinking about it, man. Like as far as Neck Deep goes, you and Ben are the only ones who have been there since the beginning. Now, Seb behind the scenes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
from 2012, it is
Hmm.
you and Ben that can say on this planet you've been there since day one, or you've played every
Yeah,
show or whatever. That's why I was
yeah.
asking about it.
Yeah. I mean, it was just for like a friend's wedding, and it was just like, I can't miss this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. But that's a lot of frigging shows. There've been some that I shouldn't have played because I was like dying, like
Mm,
ill. We
mm.
got really fucked on the tour. I can't remember what tour it was. We played Hard Rock in Florida. It might have been the one. It was our first US tour back after. Oh no, no, it was the one we did with the higher power. So, but I got really ill, and I was like in between songs, just throwing up on the side of the stage,
Ah,
just like
shit. Oh, that
I
was
shouldn't have been.
self-titled because didn't Pals get sick too? I remember that.
Yes, it was. It was self-titled run. Yeah, it was bad. It was
Yeah.
real bad. So much so that like I got up in the morning, I threw up the night before we were playing in Atlanta. I threw up outside the bus, and I was like, I was feeling okay. And then I got back on the bus. And then I woke up in the morning and Ben was like, "Oh, dude, you feeling okay? You haven't like thrown up or like shit yourself or anything." The minute he said, "This might be too much information," the minute he said, "You haven't shit yourself, have you?" And then it was just like, "Oh my God, I just have." And you saying that has made me just do it. So this is just insane. And then I
Ben
slept,
summoned the shit.
dude. I slept so hard that day. I must have slept for like. I slept like till 20 minutes before we went on stage, so I was fucked. But we still played the show, still ripped the gig, and yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wild. Yeah.
Here's a question. Who should I
Hmm.
have on the podcast? But before you answer, you might have to help me get them. Who should come
Sure.
on?
Pals, 100%.
Palsy. Okay.
Palsy, 100%. Pals is such a good guest on podcasts and stuff. And also, he's not in right now, but I'll literally just ask him if he wants to be on it. And I'm sure he'll go, yeah, cool. But you should
Easy.
definitely get Pals. Yeah. Or
Matt
Ben or
Pals.
Sam. In
Up,
literally any other member of the band, that you should just try and get all five of us ticked off.
I'll figure out who I should bother next. I feel
Yeah,
like
I'll make it
Sam
happen.
doesn't do many.
Sam would be a great guest. Sam would be really good because I don't think people really know how much Sam does for this band,
Mm,
and
all right.
he should get his flowers. Honestly, that man is like for what I am to the creative side, Sam is that for the business side, and that is, I mean, it probably wouldn't go into too much detail on that, but like, Sam is a workhorse, and Sam's also like I mean, a lot of the reason that you're hearing what you're hearing when you're listening to our records is it's Sam Bowden. He's incredible, so he should also be on here as well.
All right. I'll see who I can get on. And if they're not
Yeah,
answering, I'm going to you, and it's going to
yeah,
be
yeah,
up to you to make
yeah.
it happen.
And also
Um,
as well, Ben will do it, and Ben's a great chat. And again, Ben's written all the lyrics. Like, come on, he knows what he's doing. He's good at this.
well, it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
And as you know, I
yeah,
like to document neck deep history. So to get eventually, hopefully, I just get the whole band, and then we can each have everyone's
yeah,
perspectives, and it'll be
yeah.
rad.
And then we should
It'll
do a five-way one at the end where we all come on at the same time.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, I'd have
We
to
could
figure
do
out.
that.
I'd have to figure out how to make an overlay for that when editing. It'd be nuts.
Nah, you wouldn't. You would just have everyone come around mine and we'll sit in the front room. It's easier.
There you go. That's
Yeah, we'll
true.
just all be in one place, yeah.
Since you're the good like tech wizard, I'll let you edit that one.
I'm getting flashbacks to lockdown again. Please, no.
Uh-oh. Final question, and I pose
Go.
it this way. There's a zombie apocalypse. Bus
Okay.
pulls up to your house. You can bring one item to protect forever and ever. Your family's safe, pets are safe, everybody's safe, but there's time
Okay.
and space to grab one item from the crib. What are you grabbing and why?
Wow.
It's tough, man.
Fuck. Um, damn. Anything. Anything at all.
Anything, one item.
Wow. I know what I'm grabbing. I have a. Can it be of like a framed thing?
For sure. For sure.
Okay. Oh, friends and family are safe. Pets are safe. Um.
People have done collectibles. People have done like a rare photo of them and their dad and their grandkid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. It can be whatever, but one thing to keep
Mine.
safe forever.
Mine would be my. I have a framed photo above my bed of a. It is a handmade flag, which is the handmade version of this flag here.
Mm.
And then it also has my race number and the medal from the first marathon that I ran.
Ah,
Uh,
man. That's
yeah, and we've
killer.
got yeah, it means a lot. It came at a point in time where I kind of like put a lot into doing that for the first time, set like a lofty goal, never thought I'd hit it, and then again, this is just another memory. Like I remember being like running it. I wanted to run it in under 3 hours, which is very ambitious for um your first marathon. And yeah, I just remember coming down the final straight and then being like, I've done it. This is crazy. And then on the right hand side, I saw Ben, saw Pals, saw Nat, um, and then some of the Ethan and Max from Higher Power that were there as well, and they were just like screaming, and I was just like, "There's kids and families around, but I'm losing my mind at this point." And I just
Oh,
turn around and
man.
just scream, "Let's fucking go!" Just screaming and just yeah, and just finishing that, and it just being like that was like just after we did Ali Pali. So looking at that reminds me of that gig every time, and then it just reminds me of like just the support system that like I had around me at the time as well, and just like all my friends like being there and like looking out for me and like my best interests. So yeah, it's just like that would be the one thing that I grabbed, I think.
That's such a great answer, man. And I wanted to bring up running, and I know we're going kind of long, but since you brought it up, I do want to pick your
Hmm.
brain on this quickly because I think it's
Sure.
important. So you had started running a ton
Yeah.
several years ago, and I
Yeah.
run quite often. Not, I run every day, but
Uh,
not as much as
yeah.
you.
Hmm.
I try to do 2 or 3 miles a day. I just find that that's like my
Yeah.
time, and it's just like a
Yeah.
perfect workout to me, to where I'm not
Yep.
crazy sore and I can feel my knees the next day still.
Hmm.
But you inspire me with your running. Like honestly, I wasn't running a ton at the time,
Hmm.
and then you started posting numbers. Like you jumped quite a bit on the distances you were doing, and I
Yeah.
tried to bump mine up. But what
Yeah.
made you, I guess, start?
In general, I started because we came back after COVID. We did our first show back in Nashville, and I was like, we're 3 songs into this set, and I'm blowing out my ass. This is bad. This
Mm.
is real, real bad. Like, I'm struggling. I can't, my ankles are fucked. I can't feel my feet. Like, I'm out of shape. My clothes aren't fitting anymore. And I was just like, right, what can I do? So I came back off that tour, and then didn't really some stuff changed at home, and I was like, right, I need to just get my shit in sorted because I can't be turning up to gigs anymore and not being able to perform. Like that's not fair on the people that have paid money to come see us. So I was like, I'm just gonna start running. So I went into town, bought a pair of shoes, um, bought some running gear. I spent a fair amount on it because I was like, if I spend the money, I'll do it. And then I just every night before I went to bed, I would leave the gear by the front door, just in the way. And I'd be like, right, I'm gonna go do it. So I went out and I just went and ran 5K first day. And then took a day off, same again, looked at the times and was like, oh shit, like that's faster. And then my little weird goblin brain then just went, this is a video game now.
Mm.
This is this is something tangible. And I just kept at it, and I lost a lot of weight. Um, I was just feeling healthier, and yeah, I just kept going, and I was just running on my own for ages and ages and ages, and then I ended up running with a run club in the US called Eagle Rock Run Club, based out of like Northeast LA, like in Eagle Rock. And yeah, went there a couple of times, and then I was like, maybe I'm like okay at this. Like I'm pretty good at it. And then I remember just going on a long run with him one day, and I was like, I never thought I'd run more than 5K, and we just did 12. This is crazy. And then got back, and then our manager and good manager at the time, and our good friend Ian Dickinson, he was running as well, and then he came to a show that we played in London, and we went for a run before, and it was the longest run I'd ever done. And I got back, and I was like, mate, that felt pretty good. And I just kept at it, and I just kept going, and just kept, I don't know, like meeting people and like expanding like my social circle at the time. Like, because I don't know about you, but like as you get older, it feels like it's hard to find people with common interests and like make new friends. Or at least
Oh, for
that's how
sure.
I feel. At least it's a bit different to us to when you were younger. You don't really get put into like social circles as much as you would do at a younger age. So just meeting these people with like common interests, and what I just loved about the people I was meeting at Eagle Rock at the time is like I'd turn up and it would just be like, oh, you're like me. Like you're into the same music. We're all in like band t-shirts, and like we all got tattoos and stuff, and we all share the same like interests. And like also as well, we all just like doing this stupid thing where we go outdoors in barely any clothes and just run in one direction for a bit and then run back to where we started for no reason. This is hilarious. And it was just fun, and just I don't know, I really really clicked with it. And then yeah, it was something that I've just stuck with. And yeah, I've got, I don't know, I turns out I'm not the worst at it. I can run pretty well. So,
Dude,
and it's
from
just something I
going,
enjoy.
yeah, I mean, from
Um,
going to just starting out within just, a few years to running a marathon, I mean,
yeah,
my gosh,
yeah,
dude, you've been going
yeah. And
off.
dude, I'm trying to hit times as well now. I've got like
Yeah.
some in the books, and I've done now. Like I've got to experience a lot of fun stuff. Like I've done 3 marathons now, maybe. Is it three? I've raced two, and then, for instance, RSG from State Champs wanted to run the LA Marathon last year, and I was like, sign up for it, and I'll pace you around it. And he
Mm.
did. And I was like, cool. So I paced Rye, one of like my really, really, really good friends for like that I met through the band, paced him around his first marathon. He wanted to run it in under 4 hours. We did. We beat it by 13 minutes.
Mm.
Easy. And like
Man.
just doing stuff like that is just fun. And like I got to do the Speed Project last year as well, which is the a relay race from the end of the Santa Monica Pier to the Las Vegas sign
Oh my
non-stop,
gosh.
which is sick. And we came 10th out of 80 odd teams, so we placed in the top 10, and it was just me and some friends just fucking about basically.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that was such an experience. And then I ran my first ultra marathon last year, came third, which was crazy. Yeah, and then ran a couple of like ran my first marathon in Manchester in 2024, and then ran my another marathon at the end of 2024 and beat my time there. So yeah, and that made me, oh fucking hell, I'm going on here, but like I qualified for Boston, which is,
Damn, dude.
so that's my next one. I'm running Boston in April, and then I qualified for Berlin at the end of the year as well. So I'm running that the day after my birthday at the end of the year. And then most importantly of all of it, I met my fiance at Run Club, which is
That's
crazy. So yeah.
crazy, dude.
So yeah, just turned up one day, hadn't been for a good while, turned up, went for a run, and then we just bumped into each other at the end, and now, yeah, I'm engaged to the best person I've ever met.
Dude, that gave me
Yeah,
goosebumps. I'm
yeah,
happy
it's
for you,
wild.
dude. It's been rad.
Yeah,
Like to watch,
yeah,
I mean, a physical transformation. You seem
yeah,
happier. You're
yeah.
newly engaged. And then what I
Hmm.
love about it is you give back. So I see you post all the time. It's like, meet me here and let's run a 5K. Like, even if you're
Yeah,
not fast,
literally,
even if you've never run, let's do it.
man.
Like, Neck Deep did a 5K, like with an acoustic performance after. Like,
Yeah,
I love that stuff, man.
yeah. I mean, it can be a scary thing. Like we have I run for Eagle Rock Run Club, which is in America, but then I moved back to the UK and I started Eagle Rock Run Club UK, which is near in the village that I live at. But like what I really liked about it originally is like if you make it fun and you make it silly and you make it like not seem like a big thing, people can do crazy things. And like people are way more capable of doing like wild stuff than they think they are. Like for instance, we did this run not long ago in the US branch of the club. They do this run called Waltz to the Sea, where they run from Eagle Rock to the end of Santa Monica Pier, which is like a 20-mile run. And then I was like, right, we're going to do something similar. So we're going to run from Tim Hortons, which is where we start our runs, to Talacra, which is like a lighthouse, like 22 miles away. And I just put it out there. I was like, turn up, we're going to do it. You can do it. And we had, so that is for, in terms of kilometers, that's 37 kilometers
Phew.
or around thereabouts. It's a lot. And I was like, it's fine. We'll have an aid station set up halfway. You can do it. We had people turning up that had never run more than 10K, doing the whole
Mm,
thing, completing it. And then they've been back every single week to run.
man.
Even when I'm not here, when Pals isn't here, because Pals is a big part of it too. Like they just turn up and now there's like this like nice community of like people that we've met and we've made new friends here as well through it. So yeah, I love it. It's fun. It sucks sometimes. Sometimes it's the fucking worst, but that's the best bit. And that's the best bit. My favorite part of it is when you're out on a group run and it's fucking awful, but you're all suffering together. And then you get back at the end and it's like, that was hilarious.
Make it through. That's cool,
Yeah.
dude. It seems like you
Mm.
found like some true joy in life. You've got
Yeah.
the newly engaged situation
Yeah.
over there. You've got your running. You've got the band. Everything feels like it's in a
Yeah.
good spot for you. That's awesome.
It's good. Yeah. It's just the three simple things: the band, my fiance, and running. And then my dog. So there's four. Nora.
Three 3.5. All right, dude.
3.5. She's only little.
I will let you get out of here. I will leave you
Mhm.
with this open mic. Anything you want to say to the listeners, to the fans listening?
Thank you for being here for, well, nearly getting on 15 years now, which is crazy. It's not far off. It'll be next year, but yeah, just appreciate you. Thank you for all the love and support. And yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. We've got plenty left in the tank.
Stoked for it. I'm going to end it with Mick Foley's cameo quote of you. Maddie West, dude's not kidding. You are the best. Thanks, man. Enjoyed it.
Thanks, mate.